right, man. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. You know, Mission Impossible 8 was a phenomenal movie. Um, First and foremost, women are liking and enjoying it. It's long. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes. But like I said, it's phenomenal. It's a bunch of diversity in there. I don't think I remember any backdooria activity in this movie, right? I didn't go to the bathroom once. I seen in Mission Impossible 7, and that was really good. In this movie, Angela Bassett, which I got her voice when I first heard start the movie off. Um, I thought it was Viola Davis. It was Angela Bassett. She was the president of the United States. So it was a bunch of diversity and black people in position of power. That Tremel Tillman guy, he was like, top of the Navy. This woman right here, Hannah Weddingham, she was, a high ranking official in the military. Um, like I said, Angela Bassett was the president. Her NRO was a brother. You also had the funny guy from Parks and Recreation. It's hard to take him serious. He was by her side to protect her. Nick Offerman. This Asian chick was fine as hell in this movie. I don't know who she is, Lorraine Tai. I don't know much about her, but in the movie, she was just fine as hell. She's a British Chinese actor. So she had, so hey man, she was like, I don't know if she mixed with something, but she was beautiful. I don't know much about her, but man, she is very like she had a small role and a very important part, but man, she's a beautiful woman, honestly. Call me. Sorry, I'm joking. But yeah, she got the lips and shit. Like she must be mixed with something. But yeah, she's beautiful. I had to point that out. So yeah, you had a lot of diversity in this movie, and I say, not like I said, I don't remember any backdoor activity in this movie. By the way, you know, so once you get something that's getting up to 8 installments, it's crazy, right? Fast and Furious is up to 100,000 of them or whatever it may be. And I think I think 5 was the best one in my opinion. When I think it was in Brazil, that was the best one. But in this one, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 80%. IMDb gave it 7.6%. The YouTube users gave it 90. I mean, Google users gave it 94%. Metacritic gave it 67%. It was, produced by Christopher McQuarrie. Me personally, I thought it was a 9 out of 10. I thought that highly of this movie. I literally thought this was I thought this was a 9 out of a 10. Now, I'll read the synopsis of the movie off. So basically, from my perspective, before I read the synopsis, the movie was about AI, and we getting all these rumors about AI, taking over. So it's about AI, and some people trying to fight to get the AI, and AI was just trying to take over in general. You have people trying to fight to control the AI. So this AI, it got intelligence over the world. It was basically what it was trying to do was, destroy the world. And few people may have survived, and they would have been the strongest people that survived. But they basically was going to take control over the nuclear weapons from China, France, Russia, United States of America, and fire them at each other. And it was going to, signal the end of the world. And the only reason that didn't end up happening in the movie, spoiler alert, was because it never got a chance to hide. So it wanted to hide in this technical safe room in a country in Africa I can't remember, and that's the only thing that held it up, right? But then you also have people trying to control it too. So when you start talking about the synopsis, it was Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise and his IMF team continue their search for the terrifying AI known as the Entity, which has infiltrated intelligence networks all over the globe. So basically, That's what I was telling you. Got control over everything. With the world's government and mysterious ghosts from Ethan's past on the trail, joined by new allies and armed with means to shut the entity down for good, Hunt is in a race against time to prevent the world as we know it from changing forever. Changing this shit wasn't gonna be too much of the world left. Now, Vin Raines, Luther, who been in previous installments before, he basically created this poison pill that they needed, right, to shut it down. Um, and basically, they needed the pill and plug it into the system, and then from there, it was supposed to corrupt the system and stop it. So it was a nice mix of dialogue and action. Now, the sweet thing about this particular movie is you didn't need to see the previous movie. They did a lot of flashbacks to catch you up, so you didn't really need to see the previous movies. It helps to understand what's actually going on, especially since I think it was 2 years between 7 and 8. And I seen 7 off a wing. I was like Tom Cruise, hell of a movie. Mission Impossible movie's good. I'm gonna just take it, take a flight. Shit, I was impressed. I was impressed. So, hellified movie. Like I said, a bunch of diversity in the movie. And it was just straight get to it. Wasn't no, backdoory shit going on. It was some action, some great stunts by Tom Cruise per usual. Good dialogue, wasn't too long, and it was just really what Mission Impossible was. And everything that he pretty much did kind of came back and kind of came to fruition. It all looped together. Now, I seen it was a post-credit screens. We left. I mean, the movie was 3 hours. But I got to see what the post-credit screens was about. But, man, like I said before, phenomenal movie. Phenomenal movie. So, so they did their thing. There have been any gripes about them, maybe because it was 2 hours and 50 minutes. You gotta understand, it's part 1 and this is part 2, so it was very, very long. But like I said, it didn't feel that long in my opinion. It really didn't feel that long. It was never too much of a lull point in the movie. Even the dialogue was good. It kept you engaged. Wasn't too much talking too long. Even with the flashbacks, they was all it just didn't seem like a lot of dialogue in my opinion. So I mean, I would recommend go see it. I feel like it was a 9 out of a 10. They did a great job to put a lot in this movie. I mean, hate to wait like 2 years for a movie, but I understand the writer strike and everything that was going on. Then there was the actor strike and stuff, but phenomenal. They pearled this one. It was a masterpiece, especially by today's standard. When you started going past 4 or 5, 6 in the installment, it started to get watered down, but kept it consistent, kept it good. Everything made sense. Even the dialogue, it was just suspenseful. It was a suspenseful action movie. Kept you on the edge of your seat. Like I said, even through the dialogue, it kept you on the edge of your seat. You wanted to listen. You wanted to be even if you had short attention span, even if it being 3 hours long, it didn't seem like it. Now, if you go watch something like The Killer of the Moonflower or Oppenheimer, you had to have the attention span. And those are movies you got to watch 2, 3, 4 times over. Then probably, especially Killer Moonflower being 3 or 4 hours long, you had to watch them. But this movie, it was easy to digestible. It was easy to comprehend. So yeah, it just kept you at the edge of your seat. It was great. It was a great movie all the way to the end, and it was justified it being 3 hours. It was justified being 3 hours in my opinion. And what I say, like the end game of the Avengers, it didn't need to be 3 hours. It didn't need to be 3 hours. It was a lot of fat on that meat, and a lot of people tend to disagree with me, but it was a lot of unnecessary dialogue in that movie. I thought Infinity War was way better than Endgame. Endgame just had a lot of useless dialogue. They could have edited that movie down to 2 hours. So this is my opinion on it. I thought it was a 9 out of a 10, especially for an 8th installment. I think you grade that on a different scale. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Check my Free Game 89 channel out, and I would love to hear what you young ladies and men have to think. What you think about the movie? Have you seen it, or now make you want to go see the movie? Let me know what y'all think. Peace, and check out the movie review playlist.